I know I'm a bit late on this review, but I just have to get the word out about this game. I've been playing it for the last little while. I got a Nintendo Switch, I got the new games, and Super Mario Odyssey is maybe one of the best games I've ever played. I know that's pretty high praise, but let's get into it. In Super Mario Odyssey, you play as Mario and go on some adventure. Princess Peach has been kidnapped by Bowser, and you meet this guy, Cappy, whose sister, Tiara, has also been kidnapped by Bowser. So you and Cappy go on this adventure together to track down Princess Peach as Bowser moves his way through all the different kingdoms. Not just the Mushroom Kingdom, all the different kingdoms in, I guess, the world. The story is pretty standard Mario fare. You know, you got Peach kidnapped, you're after Bowser. You meet different characters along your journey, different worlds as you progress in a linear fashion towards a final confrontation with Bowser and save Princess Peach. The new twist comes in the form of Cappy, who allows you to do a couple of different things. The game is all about throwing Cappy to cause all sorts of different interactions. Use it as an attack, use it as a platforming tool, or use it to capture enemies and take over their abilities. These are the three major abilities you're going to be using throughout the game, in addition to Mario's run and jump and his dive, and he's got a bunch of different platforming abilities. Nintendo's design philosophy that a single solution to many problems is the best way to approach things rings so true here in Super Mario Odyssey. Throwing your hat to do pretty much everything in the game, but have a varying amount of different reactions to that based on when you do it, where you do it, how you do it, and all that makes this game have such variety, but a huge level of accessibility as well, as you simply need to press one button to access most of the game's mechanics. All of Mario's jumps from Super Mario 64 make a return. Many of the ones also from Super Mario Sunshine, just minus the flood and the water stuff, make a return. So Mario feels really mobile, really flexible, can jump, do all sorts of triple jumps, spin jumps, bounce jumps, double jumps, wall jumps, all sorts of types of jumps. But with the addition of Cappy, you add all sorts of new platforming opportunities. You can use Cappy as sort of like an extra bounce in the air, and when you combo all of the varying types of Mario's jumps with Cappy to get extra height or distance, you can do some really special, look up for some highlight clips on YouTube, the amount of crazy, if you haven't seen already, the amount of crazy different types of jumps that you can do to get to certain areas. And they've hidden special, piles of gold or whatever in hard to reach areas that they know only the best platformers will reach. It is just incredibly fun to run around and do all these jumps and platform as Mario with the amount of options that are at your disposal. Doing long jumps and then using your hat to throw and then bounce off of, it's just a ton of fun. The other function to throwing Cappy is to capture enemies and take over their abilities. Now this often involves giving you either one or two additional button presses that you can use as these enemies and get you new special abilities that will help Mario's platforming or help open different areas, access new heights, or solve different puzzles. To me, this is a brilliant idea, having Mario capture these enemies, take them over, giving him a different mechanic than just the run and jump, but having it attached to the same button so that Mario, if he wants to jump in and out, can do it at any time, and you're still pressing just one button, one or two buttons, to do all these mechanics, add a whole range, a whole variety of different mechanics you can use for platforming, puzzles, all sorts of stuff in Super Mario Galaxy with just one or two button presses. What an incredibly accessible and diverse game, which is two things you can't usually say together in the same sentence. You can capture Goombas and stack them on each other to reach different heights, to hit switches that are higher up, or to reach the female Goomba, who will give you a power moon which is this game's version of stars that you accumulate to power up and move throughout the world. They also have these kind of uproot type creatures that allow you to hold the button and they kind of grow roots and help your platforming, releasing at the end, allowing you to get to higher points than Mario ever could. They've also got all sorts of types of fish, the fish thing, the bird creatures, the pet, you can control a frickin' tank. They've got a huge variety, even a T-Rex, a huge variety of capturable enemies in Super Mario Galaxy with a ton of different mechanics, adding a huge variety of puzzles in each of the game's worlds. The design of each of these worlds is one that I'm very impressed with. They've managed to, some of the levels are quite small while others are quite large, but some of the smaller levels are still densely packed with power moves, hiding them in every nook and cranny, which makes it just a ton more fun to use Mario's special abilities to search this level. It seems like everywhere you look, that you're going to find a power moon or at least some coins or some sort of reward. There's no nook and cranny that's just empty. Exploring each world to its full extent is totally worth it. This is aided by the huge amount of power moons. I think there's 999 or 1,000 power moons in the game. So that's an insane amount of collectibles through the game's worlds that for you to collect. Naturally, some of these are going to be much easier than others. I think the first few moons, they're just there. And along the game's story, you get these triple moons that will give you 3 that kind of signal your story progression through the game. But still, everywhere else, there's hidden in nooks and crannies, wherever you look, under rocks, using different puzzles. There's platforming challenges, rooms that once you open up with your hat, you enter and you'd have another platforming challenge for another couple of moons. Everything is so well hidden, well packed, and has a varying level of challenge so that any level of player can make it through this game and find things that they enjoy, that are easy, and that challenge them. I don't really think I've seen platforming done as well as it is done in Super Mario Galaxy. What an incredible achievement for the team at Nintendo to create this game. Super Mario Galaxy is also presented extremely well. The Nintendo Switch has made leaps and bounds from the Wii U, which was a little bit underpowered. The tablet has a 720p screen and it runs pretty smoothly. It looks beautiful on that screen. Up on the TV it looks okay, it's comparable and kind of a little bit stepped down from some of the other consoles, but where the game really shines is playing on the go using the Nintendo Switch. The tablet controls and seeing that beautiful screen in the palm of your hand is just so much fun to travel around, play on the go. You can pick up, start it whenever, end it whenever. This game makes it incredibly easy to just pick up and play. The short amount of time between Power Moon pickups means that you never get lost. There's no reason for you to, oh, what was I doing again? Well, just continue to explore because there's tons of moons to find and they come so quickly. I think my only real gripe, and it's being nitpicky with Super Mario Galaxy, is some of the story things that happen throughout the game. I mean, the story's pretty standard throughout. It doesn't really make it, it isn't a huge deal, but some of the interactions with Peach near the end of the game, I was just thrown for a huge loop, like, what the heck is going on here? Especially the ending and kind of the post-game gameplay and the story there. I was just really confused. It was kind of a strange story decision. I realized why they did it, because they want to keep the player playing the game and give Mario a reason to keep playing beyond once he's finished his journey, but still it was a bit strange. That was maybe my only nitpicky gripe with this game. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with Super Mario Galaxy. I keep returning to it to play it time and time again while I'm on the go or even at home on the big screen TV. There's 1,000 moons, so I'm almost never going to be finished this game. I think I'm up to like 300 or 400 now, and I'm still growing and still finding moons that I can't believe that I missed. This game is amazing and has maybe breached its way into maybe one of my favorite games of all time. So, for that reason, my final verdict for Super Mario Galaxy is a 10 out of 10. A legendary game. In my opinion, this game is going to go down as one of the best games Nintendo's published in its history. Yeah, it doesn't have maybe the nostalgia value or some of the kind of revolutionary ideas that some of its previous games have had, like the jump to 3D or the platforming things of Mario or some of the new changes that came with the new Nintendo systems. But as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the most prototypical and well-built Nintendo video games that I've seen in my lifetime. Well, that'll do it for Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you guys found the review useful. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. I would really appreciate that. But thank you again so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time on Yes Guy Gaming.